think, I mean, it's actually quite simple in many ways. I think that if you think about this as a game of football, you've got a team that's winning 2-1, and the clock is running down potentially. And
Mm,
they think, why do we need to go on the attack? Why do we need to risk anything? We might lose something here.
mm,
And so by having the status quo, unionism has this inbuilt advantage. Now, if you're a nationalist, you'll say that's terribly unfair. It should never have happened. It was a travesty of history. Set all that aside because we can't change that. Whatever we think about that, it is what it is. And these are the circumstances that we have to deal with. But what struck me writing the book is that there is a huge advantage for unionism just by having the status quo. It's really difficult to change what we have right now on this scale. It was difficult for the people who were arguing for Brexit. They managed to just about get that over the line. We know the SNP didn't manage to get over the line what they wanted to get in Scotland. And so if you're a nationalist and you're arguing for change, most people don't wake up in the morning and think about this stuff every day. Doesn't matter where their heart might lie. They've other concerns, they've other priorities. And as Fintan O'Toole was saying recently when we were talking about this, people in the Republic often say, this is absolutely central to my identity. You know, it's like the Irish language. It's at the core of what it means to be Irish. We aspire to Irish unity. But then when you press them a bit, it's number 15 on a list of, you know, other things that are
mm,
far more pressing in their lives: housing, health, education, whatever it might be, getting a motorway between Cork and Limerick, or, you know, really quite practical things. And so I think that gives unionism the sense that it can sit back and just let this pass over. And already to an extent, there is a logic to that, because after Brexit, there was this huge disruption and it looked like things were falling apart. Now Brexit is starting to settle down, nowhere near perfect, but it is starting to settle. And a lot of that angst is starting to calm down. And what struck me was that when I read some of what was written 3, 4, 5 years ago about this by people from a nationalist perspective, as I was writing that element of the book, they were really gung-ho and saying there's this extraordinary conversation going on. Things are moving very quickly. Look at Ireland's future. Look at these big auditoriums they're filling. And when I was writing it at the start of this year, I was thinking, you know what? It looks very different